Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with a reminder that if you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, you will see that pre-orders have just opened for Hyperdevotion Noire Goddess Blackheart on Nintendo Switch, the Play Asia exclusive English physical release. The only way to get this in English on your Switch physically. What is this game and why am I making a video about it? Well, it's a pretty big release if you consider all the factors together. Firstly, the game itself. Hyperdevotion Noire Goddess Blackheart is a spin-off of the Hyperdimension Neptunia series, quite popular amongst a certain group of people. It was released originally on the PlayStation Vita back in 2014 or 15 depending on the region. Instead of being a normal JRPG that the series is known for, this has gone for a tactical strategy RPG approach to the gameplay. It features chibi forms of the characters as they battle on grids in a gameplay style we are all probably very familiar with. I personally am very fond of this type of game. Speaking of which, Koei, if you're listening, and I know you are, bring Dynasty Tactics 1 and 2 to modern systems, okay? Those two games are masterpieces. Not only does this game feature the 4 main girls from the series who are an analogy to the 4 major console manufacturers in history, but also has additional new characters who are parodies for famous characters in games. There's one based on Chun-Li, one on Pac-Man, Solid Snake, and so on. This Vita game was ported to the Switch earlier this year, but only in Japan, and that only played in Japanese. A Western physical was planned, but it had to be cancelled. Why? Nintendo in the West. In North America, and probably with its lapdog Europe being at its every whim, they have different guidelines for which games they allow on their system. It was a change that happened suddenly, late last year, I think it was in December in fact. A good chunk of games that were planned for a Western physical and digital release had to be cancelled. And games have since started to be rejected for content that Nintendo deemed too risque for their system. That's despite still allowing waves upon waves of AI-generated spam that you find on the eShop. It makes little to no sense aside from perhaps, maybe there's someone new at Nintendo who's feeling a bit prude, despite the vast majority of these games being completely harmless. Nothing that we wouldn't have also seen on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. Just off the top of my head, games that were cancelled in the West suddenly, well, the Neptunia Rebirth 1, 2, and 3 games, there's Tokyo Clan Pool, Death End Request Code Z, Menhera Farm, Doom Sweeper, Corpse Party, I'm sure there's a few that I've forgotten, and also a good few that weren't even brought up publicly. It's just really bizarre. It's a form of censorship for no reason because many of them released in Japan just fine, and even released on previous generation consoles in the West just fine. Hyperdevotion Noire Goddess Blackheart is the latest victim, but also the latest one to fight back. Because Asia, Southeast Asia, Nintendo are currently sticking their middle finger up at Western Nintendo, and they've allowed these games to be released still and in English. I don't want to say it's a loophole because that would be doing a disservice to the cigar-smoking, whiskey-chugging big boss dog in Asia who's chilling by the pool and allowing this to go ahead. What a legend. So if you check the link down below in the description and pinned comment, you'll see that Hyperdevotion Noire Goddess Blackheart is getting a physical Switch release in English, and it's thanks to Southeast Asia who are still retaining some sanity within the world. East Asia Soft, the company, in partnership with Play Asia, the website, to bring this physically to you guys. It's in a standard edition as well as a limited edition, which will include an art book, acrylic standees, manual, a soundtrack CD, as well as some smaller goodies. This limited edition is limited to 2,000 copies. If it's anything like the other Neptunia games, the Rebirth games that they also did, Rebirth 1 has completely sold out, whereas the other two still have some stock of the limited edition, so it probably won't sell out super fast, but I promise you, once it does, well, it will become pricey later down the line. If you want to pre-order either version, then please consider using the links down below in the description and pinned comment. If you purchase from Play Asia, then you can click my link and use the code Jordan2025 to get 5% off. Or, if you want to purchase via VGP, who have partnered with Play Asia to get a handful of copies, then they will ship worldwide for free with orders over 75 Canadian dollars, like 54 American bucks. Maybe they are a more convenient way for you to get the game. And any purchase made via those links helps support me in the best way possible, and I do truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. The physical release is due for later in 2026. I'm guessing early summer, although the digital release is going to be in spring, and usually these physicals have been releasing at the same time as the digital, so it could be a bit earlier. It's hard to believe that this game that released perfectly happily on the PlayStation Vita is deemed too uncouth for Nintendo Switch. Hopefully this physical release is another success and we get more Asian English releases. Like, I'm still very hopeful for Death End Request Code Z, which I do like a lot. Or maybe their success will awaken the West to their nonsense, because, you know, money does open eyes. Come on, Nintendo, stop being like this. Let me know if you are picking it up, and if you do use my links, thank you ever so much, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.